Though yet of Hamlet, our dear brother's death, the memory be green, and that it us be fitted to bear our hearts in grief, and our whole kingdom to be contracted in one brows of woe. Yet so far hath discretion fought with nature, that we with wisest sorrow think on him, together with remembrance of ourselves. Therefore our sometime sister, now our queen, the imperial jointess of this to this warlike state, have we, as fear with a defeated joy, with an auspicious of drooping eye, with mirth and funeral, and with dirge and marriage, in equal scale weighing delight and dole, taken to wife, nor have we herein bared your better wisdoms, which have freely gone with this affair along, for all our things. Now follows that you know your Fortinbras, holding a weak supposal of our worth. Though yet of Hamlet, our dear brother's death, the memory be green, and that it us be fitted to bear our hearts in grief, and our whole kingdom to be contracted in one brow of woe. Yet so far hath discretion fought with nature, that we with wisest sorrow think of him, together with remembrance of ourselves. Therefore our sometime sister, now our queen, the imperial jointess to this warlike state, have we, as twere as with a defeated joy, with an auspicious and a dropping eye, with mirth and funeral, and with dirge and marriage, in equal scale weighing delight and dole, taken to wife, nor have we herein bared your better wisdom, which has gone freely gone with this affair along, for all our things. Now follows that you know young Fortinbras, holding a weak supposal of our worth, or thinking by our late dear brother's death, our state to be disjoint and out of frame, our colleague with this dream of his advantage. He hath not failed to pester us with message, importing the surrender of those lands, lost by his father with all bonds of law, to our most valiant brother. So much for him. Now for ourselves, and for this time of meeting, thus much the business is. We have herewith to Norway uncle as young Fortinbras, who, impotent and bedread, scarcely hears of this his nephew purpose to suppress his further gate herein, and that the levies, the list, and full propositions are all made out of his subject, and we here dispatch to you, good Cornelius, and you, Voltmund, for bearers of this greeting to old Norway, given to you no further personal power to business with the king more than the scope of these dilated articles allow. Farewell, and let your haste commend your duty. In that in all things will we show our duty. We doubt it nothing. Heartily farewell. And now, Latterus, what's the news with you? You told us of some suit. What is it, Latterus? And cannot speak of reason to the Dane and lose your voice? What wouldst thou beg, Latterus? That should not be my offer, not thy asking. The head is not more native than the heart, the hand more instrumental to the mouth, than is the throne of Denmark to thy father. What wouldst thou have, Latterus? Your leave and favor to return to France, from whence thy willing I came to Denmark, to show you my duty in your coronation. Yet now I must confess the duty done. My thoughts and wishes bend again towards France, and bow them to your gracious leave and pardon. Have you your father leave? What says Polonius? Hath my lord wrung from me my slow leave, by labors and petition, and at last upon his will I seal my hard consent. I do beseech you give him leave to go. Take thy fair hour, Latterus, time by thin, and thy best graces spend it at thy will. But now my cousin Hamlet and my son, a little more than kin, and less than kind. How is it that the clouds still hang on you? Not so, my lord, I am too much in the sun. Good Hamlet, cast thy nighted color off, and let thy eye look like a friend on Denmark. Do not forever with thy veiled lids seek for thy noble father in the dust. Thou knowest 'tis common, all that lies must die, passing through nature to eternity. Seems, madame, nay, it is, I know not, seems, 'tis not alone my inky cloak, good mother, nor customary suits of solemn black, nor windy suspiration of fourth breath, nor the fruitful river in the eye, nor the dejected behavior of the visage, together with all forms of mood, shapes of grief, that can denote me truly. This indeed seems, for they are actions that a man might play, but I have the wit that within which passes show, these but the trappings and the suit of woe. Seems, madame, nay, it is, I know not, seems, 'tis not alone my inky cloak, good mother, nor customary suits of solemn black, nor windy suspiration of fourth breath, nor the fruitful river in the eye, nor the dejected behavior of the visage, together with all forms of mood, shapes of grief, that can denote me truly. This indeed seems, for they are actions that a man might play, but I have the wit that within which passes show, these but the trappings and the suit of woe. Seems, madame, nay, it is, I know not, seems, 'tis not alone my inky cloak, good mother, nor customary suits of solemn black, nor windy suspiration of fourth breath, nor the fruitful river in the eye, nor the dejected behavior of the visage, together with all forms of mood, shapes of grief, that can denote me truly. This indeed seems, for they are actions that a man might play, but I have the wit that within which passes show, these but the trappings and the suit of woe. 'Tis sweet and commendable in your nature, Hamlet, to give these morning duties to your father, but you must know your father lost a father. That father lost his, and the survivor bound in file obligation for some term, to do up skinniest sorrow, but to persevere in obstinate condolement is a course of impetuous stubbornness. 'Tis unmanly grief. It shows a will most incorrect to heaven, a heart unfortified, a mind impatient, an understanding simple and unschooled. For what we know must be as and is as common as any of the most vulgar things to sense. Why should we in our peevish opposition take it to heart? Fie, 'tis a fault to heaven, a fault against the dead, a fault to nature, to reasons most absurd, whose common theme is death the father, and who still hath cried from our first course, till he that died today. This must be so. We pray you, throw to earth this prevailing woe, and think of us as a father, for let the word take note. You are the most immediate to our throne, and with less nobility and love than that which the dearest father bears his son. Do I impact you? For your intent in going back to school in Wittenberg, it is the most retrograde to our desire, and we beseech you, beg you to remain here in the cheer and comfort of our eyes, our chiefest quarter for cousin and our son. Let not thy mother lose her prayers. Hamlet, I pray thee, stay with us. Go not to Wittenberg. I shall in all my best obey you, madam. Why, 'tis a loving and fair reply. Be ourselves in Denmark, madame, come. This gentle and unforced accord of Hamlet sits smiling to my heart in grace or after. No health that Denmark drinks today, but the great cannon to the clouds shall tell, and the king roused, the heavens shall bruit again, re-speaking earthly thunder come away. Oh, that this too sullied flesh would melt, thaw, and resolve itself into a dew, or that the everlasting had not fixed his cannons 'gainst. O God, God, how weakly still, flat and unprofitable, seems to me all the uses of the world. Fie on thy fie, 'tis some weeding garden that grows to seed, things rank and gross in nature. Poorly merely than it should come. But 2 months dead, nay, not so much, not 2, so excellent a king that was to this Hyperion to a satire, so loving to my mother, that he might not betem the winds of heaven, visit her face too roughly. Heaven and earth must I remember? Why she would hang on him as an increase of appetite has grown, by what it fed on, and yet within a month, let me not think of that. Greatly the name is woman, a little moth, or ere the which wish she followed my poor father's body like Nobi all tears. Why even she, O God, a beast that once discover a reason, would have mourned her longer. married with my uncle, my father's brother, but no more like my father than I to Hercules. Within a month, ere yet the salt of most unrighteous tears had left the flushing in her galled eyes, she married, oh, most wicked speed, to post with dexterity into unctuous sheets. It is not, nor it cannot come to good, but break my heart, for I must behold my tongue. Hail to your lordship. I am glad to see you well, Horatio, or I do forget myself. The same, my lord, and your poor servants ever. My good lord. I am very glad to see you. Good even, sir. But what in faith make you from Wittenberg? A truant disposition, good my lord. I would not hear your enemies say so, nor shall you do my ears that violence, to make a trustor of your own report against yourself. I know you are no truant. What is your affair in Elsinore? What will teach you to drink, ere you depart? My lord, I came to see your father's funeral. I pray thee, do not mock me, fellow student. I think it was to see my mother's wedding. Indeed, my lord, it followed hard upon. Thrift, Horatio, the funeral baked meats, did coldly furnish forth the marriage tables? Would I have met my dearest foe in heaven? Or ever I see that day, Horatio, my father, methinks I see my father. Where, my lord? In my mind's eye, Horatio. My lord, I saw him yesternight. Saw who? My lord, the king, your father. My lord, the king, your father. The king, my father? Season your admiration for a while with an attent ear till I may deliver upon the witness of these gentlemen this marvel to you. For God's love, let me hear. 2 nights together had these gentlemen, Marcellus and Bernardo, on this watch, in the dead waste in the middle of the night, been thus encountered a figure like your father, armed at point exactly, cape up high, appears before them with a solemn march, goes slow and stated by them. Thrice he walked by their oppressed and fear-surprised eyes within the church in length, whilst they distilled almost to jelly the act of fear. Stand dumb and speak not to him. This is me. In dreadful scenery impart they did, and I with them the night that kept the watch. Whereas they delivered both in time form of the thing, each word made true and good. The apparition comes, I knew your father. These hands are not more like. But where was this? My lord, upon the platform where we watch. Did you not speak to it? My lord, I did, but answer made it none. Yet once methought it lifted up its head and did address itself to motion like as it would speak. But even then the morning clock crew loud, and at the sound it shrunk haste away and vanished from our sight. 'Tis very strange. As I do live, my honored lord, 'tis true, and we didn't think it wrote down in our duty to let you know of it. Indeed, sir, but this troubles me. Hold you watch tonight? We do, my lord. Arm, say you? Arm, my lord. From top to toe, my lord, from head to foot. Then saw you not his face? Oh, yes, my lord, he wore his beaver up. What looked he frowningly? A countenance more in sorrow than in anger. Pale or red? Nay, very pale. And fixed his eyes upon you. Most constantly. I would have been there. It would have much amazed you. Very, very like stayed it long. While one with moderate hast might tell 100. / Bernardo. Longer. It was as I saved C in his life. a sable silvered. I will watch tonight. Prudence will walk again. I warrant it will. If I assume my noble father's person, I'll speak to it, though hell itself should pick up, and bid me hold my peace. I pray you all, if you had hitherto concealed this sight, let it be tenable in your silent still, and whatever some else shall hap tonight, give it an understanding but no tongue. I will require your love so far you well. Upon the platform, twist 11 and 12. I'll visit you. Our duty to honor. Your love's is mine to you, farewell. My father's spirit in your arms, all is not well. I doubt some foul play. Would the night were come, till then still, my soul, foul deeds will rise, though all the earth overwhelm them to the men's eyes.